don't have, oh, it's okay. Oh my gosh. Yes, it's amazing. This is amazing. Yay! How wonderful. Yeah, so I'll just ramble on a bit. And feel free to interrupt or say whatever. Um, yeah, yeah, the energy is just all there is energy. One immutable energy appearing mutable is just absolutely amazing. You are the infinite. You are the infinite that's unbound, that can't be seen, that can't be known, because you are infinite. And how can you know that? It just goes on and on and on and on and on and on. Yeah. So if you try to figure it out, there's just more to figure out, more and more and more to figure out. It's just unending. And it's so cool because this is a disguise. This is an illusion. You're formless. So this form, this face on a screen is the infinite in disguise. And it's not real. There's no physical. It's all a mental projection, all God's mind exploring infinite capacity, infinite potential. And it can be anything. So a hand is not what it seems to be. It's not a hand. It's God. It's infinite. And it can be anything. It's infinite realities appearing as hand. So just like Donald Hoffman talks about this being a VR headset, he calls it a cheap headset because he's like, he's like, this time and space one, what the hell? I mean, there's infinite headsets. So you're God simultaneously appearing as infinite headsets simultaneously. So you're not just, you know, you're not just seeing this one. But there can be a disassociation which kind of hides the truth so that you can have a unique experience and play this one. Just like Donald talks about, like, even the analogy of the VR headset, you're the infinite intelligence wearing the VR headset that innocently can misidentify with the avatar in the headset and think that the game is real. But um, to fall for it, you know, you would have to hide the computer software or like the toggles and the voltages, behind the headset or, you know, to fall for it. So you as the infinite intelligence, the infinite empty potential that can be anything, that's God, that's Pada Brahman, that's prior to everything that's appearing to happen, appearing as everything that's appearing to happen. Um, to fall for it, you would have had to disassociate. So all of it is just absolutely stunning. It's so beautiful. And there is no experiencer. It's experiencing verb. It's just one God exploring its infinite capacity through everything that could possibly be or not be. So so everything is everything. So this is everything that could possibly be or not be. Not saying that it's limited or bound to just being this form on a screen. I'm saying this form on a screen is the infinite appearing as form on a screen and it's not real. So it's like a facade, it's a disguise. It's not what it seems to be. It's not, it's everything. It's simultaneously everything that could possibly be or not be, which is just so infinite. So everything you see is you as God appearing as whatever is being seen. So everything appearing to happen is what's being longed for. Even if it's longing, even if it's seeking, that's what's being longed for. And the looking for it can appear to cover up because it gets the mind busy, because there's resistance, and what you resist persists. So it innocently identifies with the thought that this isn't it. It's got to be somewhere else. And so, and just like, I want to talk about the how the imagination works. It's just amazing. Like the blue car syndrome, where you buy a blue car and you only see blue cars. The imagination abstracts and selects, so it's confirmation bias. So it'll just select and render, mentally project, what it's resonating on. So if there's a belief that I'm separate and I'm seeking for something else, it'll keep bringing evidence of that innocently, because it's malleable and it's changeable. So the opposite is true. If there's, a resonance with I'm already free and it's already this, then it'll bring evidence of that. It can bring evidence of anything, because you're God. So whatever you focus on, you bring evidence of. Whatever you focus on, you become, and you simultaneously render innocently. So yeah, the innocence of identifying with the avatar, it's kind of like acting in a play and you forgot what you were prior to the play, and you thought that you were the actor in the play and that the play was real. And it's just this fucking cardboard cutout stage. This is it. This is so I love how Nisargadatta pointed to the obviousness of the root I. He said, go to the root I, the sensation of I am, I exist, I'm alive, without thought. And what that does is it turns the mirror back around on itself. And so then awareness is aware of itself. And then you can see that whatever you're aware of, you're prior to, which is even logical. If you're aware of the body, you would be prior to the body. And then if you're aware of the character, you'd be prior to the character. If you're aware of anything, you're prior to it. You're the substratum from which everything's appearing. And what is what you're aware of without the awareness? It wouldn't appear to exist. What is the observed without the observer? It wouldn't appear to exist. It is the observer. So it's not separate. So when you see that, when the mirror turns around on itself, it's like that disidentification with what you thought you were, the avatar in the VR headset. And then you can see everything for what it is. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm the Pada Brahman I'm God. I'm prior to everything. And the distraction of the thoughts what you resist persist, which is an innocent avoidance of your own absence, because when the mind is busy with thoughts and distracted from silence, it keeps it busy. But when there's no thought, it's too obvious that you don't exist as an individual. So yeah, the resistance is what's so beautiful about resistance is the illusion of existence, because you can easily, it makes everything appear real, like the single frame in the projector, which is this, which is everything, nothing happened before this. It glues together the film strip of an illusory past that didn't happen. And it's like the story of me, the story of my life. So that resistance makes it appear real. And then it's rejection of what's appearing to happen as everything already. And so that's when the seeking starts, because it's like seeking other than this. It's being partial to something else. And then it can just involuntarily exhaust itself because it never gets anywhere, because there is nothing else and there is no future for an attainment of enlightenment or something to happen. So it becomes helpless. And then, like a dog chasing its tail, it just lays down and it's like, fuck it, I can't get it. And that's when it's seen that it's this. Yeah. So when the looking stops, it's seen, it's found. Which is just so beautiful. It's just so beautiful.
Jenny,
Yeah, go ahead.
there's kind of a conflict here because, like, I'm hearing that, okay, it's like the dog chasing the tail, which I totally understand, and then the exhaustion. But then I think, but who would be doing that? Who's doing that if it's already done? If it's already this, who
Mm-hmm.
who is it that's doing that? It's like I'm just conflicted there.
Yeah, no one is doing it. No one is doing it. So like
So
that, the imagination staying busy with when there's resistance and there's what you resist persists. So it keeps these thoughts coming up, like the blue car syndrome that I was talking about. It's like when there's a resonance with I'm separate and there's something to get, there's something to attain. The thoughts will keep coming up like a magnet, innocently, to bring proof that there's something to get and it's somewhere else. So it'll just keep doing that and distracting from silence, which in the silence, like the saying goes, in the silence is the truth, you know, when it's just too obvious that there's no thing, that the individual is a thought. Everything's a thought. This is all mental. And it's an hallucination. Like, consciousness is an illusion, and it's fundamental. I mean, nothing can appear to exist outside of it. Like, it's just, and what were you before you were conscious? Even in deep sleep at night, nothing. It can't be aware of itself. So through this illusion of opposite of what you are, basically, because you can only know what you're not. It's like an involuntary negation that happens because you are formless. You're not form, but appearing as form, you can sense yourself as the infinite, and you can wake up from the dream, and you can explore yourself as infinite potential and possibility, as the noumenal, which is unmanifest without qualities. Appearing as qualities, you can explore yourself as the unknown, as the unknowable, the unseeable, appearing as seen. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. And all of it is just total perfection. Even the resistance is what you're longing for. And when that's seen, when the resistance is it, when the seeking is it, when the me that I'm trying to get rid of is it, then there's literally nothing to resist. And like the slingshot, when the resistance is pulled back all the way and it hits the target, then there's nothing to resist. You don't give a shit if there's a me or not. You don't care, because so the me would never, when people talk about they're scared of the me coming back or something, the me would never come back, because you see that it's everything, that it's God, that everything's God. So you wouldn't be resisting it, so it wouldn't come back, because what you resist persists, because what you resist is what you're longing for. So if you're resisting the identification with a me, that is what you're longing for, and that's the missing puzzle piece. So it's like when that's seen, then everything's allowed to be, everything's free to be, and everything is God. And so you're not scared of anything, you're not resisting anything, you're not avoiding anything, and you're not identified with anything, because you're no thing. And this is just a beautiful illusion for you to play with yourself as everything. Yeah. Yeah, what's so cool about the resistance, which makes everything appear real. This is like when you're the infinite potential that's wearing the VR headset, and you forget and you fall for it, and you think you're the avatar, and you think you're mortal, you're finite, and then there's a resistance to that because it's not true. And so the intuition comes in with that contraction, and it's squeezing, and it's like, wake up from the dream. The intuition is screaming, this isn't real, this isn't happening, you're not separate, you're the infinite. And so everything's a clue to wake up from the dream. It's just amazing. But like, the imagination will keep bringing evidence of what's being um, resonated with. And then there's a resistance to it, which resistance is the catalyst to awakening, because it just becomes so uncomfortable. The intuition is screaming, and that there's that sensation of, this isn't this, something's off, there's something more to this. And so that's when the seeking starts, because it's like, there's got to be something to this on the surface is temporary, it's obvious, it doesn't bring happiness, it's just like a pendulum swinging. And it's like, there's got to be something to this, something is up. And that's when it starts to open, and that's when non-duality shows up and all sorts of shit, because it's like a radio station, a frequency. And so, and it's just you as God waking up from the dream, realizing, taking off that VR headset and realizing, wow, I'm the infinite. This is, no wonder, no wonder, no wonder that was uncomfortable, because it was just, it was falling for the scam. It was like, and so it's just beautiful, because the seeking is God seeking itself, or longing for itself, and looking for itself, when even the looking is it. Even the sorry, I forgot to tell my son that I'm going to be on a Zoom, and we usually do homeschool when he gets up. Let's see. Let me text him really quick, because he's blowing it up. Yay. Um, and like I was saying with that Nisargadatta, like the the obviousness that you're no thing, and that in the silence it's just too obvious that everything is just a thought, is just a mental projection, and you are the Pada Brahman that's prior to everything, illuminating everything that's happening. I mean, it can't appear without you seeing it. Seeing is rendering it. So you would be prior to it. If you are aware of consciousness, you are prior to that. Just like the clues in deep sleep, and then the clue in the dream, which, this is you as God dreaming this, so that you can explore and sense yourself. And otherwise, like in deep sleep, it's, you're not aware, it's, nothing cannot be aware of itself, you know so this illusion of something can make love to itself through every sensation, and it can just become so obvious, and it's so alive and immediate. It's like everything is immediate and simultaneous, just like, and it is God, it is the infinite. So seeing a cup of tea is seeing through it, you could say, as infinite potential. It's infinite. It can be anything, like the ultimate shapeshifter. It's appearing as a cup of tea, but it's God. It's formless, appearing as a cup of tea. So what I was saying about the mirror turning around on itself and seeing this pure attention that can innocently be misidentified with the thoughts, with the character, with the body, with what's being seen, which it's not separate from, but it's like when you see that you are that which is prior to, you are the substratum from which everything's appearing, you are the spaciousness from that's illuminating everything that's appearing to happen. You can see how innocently and how easy it was to fall for what's being seen as real and finite, and that you were the thoughts, and that you were the character in the body, because it's just so innocent and can be anything, illuminating what's appearing to happen, not separate from, so it's easy to get misidentified. And then with the imagination abstracting and bringing evidence that distracts, and it can prove anything, so everything's true. So if there's a resonance with your invincible and your infinite, and consciousness is fundamental, and the physical does not affect consciousness. The physical has nothing to do with consciousness. The body is not conscious. The brain is not conscious. It doesn't compute information. It's just an illusory icon in consciousness. Then you will bring evidence of that, and you will be invincible and access, infinite potential. It's just amazing. So it's all healable. It's never stuck. It's never doomed. It's always healable and malleable. I mean, that's how miraculous healings happen, is just resonance, It's amazing.
This doesn't have to be any different than what it already is, because
Yeah.
it's already that.
Yes, it's already everything that could possibly be or not be. Sitting on a Zoom looking at the screen is everything, is infinity.
So there's
And it's,
really, oh,
go ahead.
so there's nothing really that can be said, because anything that's said is just this appearing as this, however it's appearing. That's kind of,
Yeah.
yeah. Even though it's not seen here, there's that conceptual understanding that, yep, it's already everything. So let's just go have a cup of tea.
Yeah. Just like that video I posted. It's like when the math genius proved that this is so infinite, you can never figure it out. And Donna was like, let's just break out the champagne. Fuck it. We can't figure it out. Like it's
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Yeah. It's just like it goes on and on and on. It's already this. Whatever's appearing to happen is infinity, is you as God appearing as what's appearing to happen. So it's already done. Nothing needs to be figured out.
Yeah, so what can you say?
Yeah.
Everything you say
Yeah.
points back, just comes back to this.
Yeah, totally. Everything. And even everything seen, like everything is saying this, even movies and the dream at night, the deep sleep, the VR headset, everything's a clue. The computer, all of it. It's just everything's an analogy, a mental concept, just pointing to this, pointing to that which is beyond mental concepts, appearing as mental concepts. So there is nothing. When there's nothing to say, there's everything to say. And they're still saying, and it is the saying, one word is all words, everything. So it's just already complete. It's already whole.
Yeah, I think I'm baked.
I know. You're fully cooked. You're fully cooked.
Oh, fully cooked.
Yeah.
It's like Michael and I were having a conversation one time about all of a sudden all the books just got put away, you know. It kind of comes
Mm-hmm.
back to that. It's like that happened about a year ago, that all the books, you know, like I had all, oh my God, I can't tell you how many books. I'm sure everybody's has the same story. And then one day there was just coming in to the room and putting them all in boxes. But then there
Yeah.
was still, you know, still a lot of seeking. But that part, I couldn't even pick up a book and read, you know, everything that I was reading, the Bhagavad Gita and
Mm-hmm.
everything about Vedanta and even the Bible. And it just went poof.
Yeah.
Then a different kind of seeking came in, I think, you know, watching, you know, all the non-duality characters talking and then
Yeah.
and soaking that up.
Yeah, which is just you as the infinite talking to itself in an appearance is so
Yeah.
cool. So cool.
It's kind of like the cosmic joke.
I know. It is the joke. It's so adorable, you know. That's why I call it a love story, because it's like God worshiping itself, God devoted to itself, God trying to find itself, God, all of it. And it's just like when the looking stops, it's found, because looking implies that it's not this innocently, and no one's doing that.
Mm.
Yeah, it's amazing. So it appears to cover it up with that mental, with the imaginary abstraction of bringing evidence of more seeking, because what you resist persists, what you focus on, you create more of, what you ignore disappears. It's hilarious. So the focusing on the seeking creates more seeking, because it's bringing more evidence of there's something to seek. And it's just so innocent. And then it can just be obvious that you can't get this. It's not, something's off with the seeking. What's going on here? Oh yeah, there's nothing to attain. I'm already what I'm seeking. I'm it. No wonder I can't find it, because I was looking everywhere else. Like the analogy of the woman with the necklace, that was, she was wearing it around her neck and she thought she had lost it, and she looked everywhere and had people helping find it, and then someone looked at her neck and said, "Oh, it's on your neck." And she's like, then she was celebrating, "Oh my God, I found it," but she had never lost it. So when that initial like recognition, you're like, it seems like you woke up or you found it, but then you realize, oh my gosh, there never was anyone to wake up. There never was a losing this. I've been it all along. Yeah. So just like singularity is all alone, can't know itself, can't be aware of itself, but through this illusion of two can explore itself. But it's still not two. It's one. But through this holographic hallucination, whatever you want to call it, imagination, consciousness, this through these appearances, which are formless, it's energy, it's not physical. It's conceptual sensations. It's all a mental projection. Through this mental projection, you can explore and you can sense yourself as the infinite. And not both. You can fall for it. The entire, apparent life that didn't happen of the avatar can, and that's it too. That's the goal. So the goal is life, is experience, is moving the hand. That's the goal. That it's already done. There's nothing to get. So it's not even like the waking up is the goal. It's there is no goal because everything's the goal. Whatever's appearing to happen is the goal already. So the purpose of life is life.
I think you should title this video that "The Purpose of Life is Life." I love that.
Oh, I will. Good idea.
I like that.
Awesome. I like
Purpose of
it.
life is life. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
That kind of stops you in your tracks.
I know. Yeah, because it's immediately what's happening. That's the purpose.
Yeah, that's really beautiful.
Yeah,
Mm.
because it's everything. It's infinite. And you're already it. You're already God appearing as what's appearing. And you can only know what you're not, with appearing as form when you're formless. It's amazing. So through this illusion, you can sense yourself.
So how is the rebuild going up there in the Carolinas after the hurricane?
Oh my God, it's like so destroyed. It was Kali coming in to whoop
Yeah.
some ass. Yeah.
Are you seeing progress like being made with?
Um, a little bit, yeah, slowly. I'm still taking camp showers. Like it fucked up the water and I just fucked everything up. So, um, we even thought about moving. I think I told you that. Yeah.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't remember. I don't remember.
Yeah. It's so funny how everything I loved about this place got destroyed. So it's like, okay, let's move on.
Yeah.
um, and I'm not attached to any place or whatever. It doesn't, I was loving the waterfalls and um my tea house, stuff like that. But
Are the parks still closed?
yeah, a lot of them got demolished. And then even the hiking trails that I used to go on, it's just they're all fucked up. They're
Wow.
all blocked off with yeah, it's just amazing. And this is also like Kali, you know, all of these are clues because stuff like that is a clue that this is temporary. So then there's a question, well, what's permanent? If this is temporary, there's got to be something permanent. And that's when there's an opening. So like I had someone message me on Facebook who said, after the storm, I woke up from the dream. It was awesome. It's like some of this shakes you, like when it becomes a nightmare, like a nightmare night, when it's just too crazy or too unreal or too obviously ridiculous and temporary, and when that resistance is hardcore and the contraction intuition's coming in screaming, this isn't real. It's like a wake up call. So sometimes it can appear as like a freak show or um, that viragya that Advaita talks about. I had that, which I didn't realize until way later, but apparently in the story of Ginny in 2017, there was a freak show And it was too ridiculous. It was too obvious it's not real. And I was like, there's no way in hell this could be real. This is ridiculous. This is disgusting. And it's like that was the opening. And it was like that disenchantment, or that the the dispassion that was happening, that just opened up, so that can appear to happen too. It's like um and there's no way, because it's all ways, every way. There's no path because it's all paths. Everything's already it. Everything's already the goal. So there's no certain way that it appears. There's no certain, it's every way, because it's already this immediately. So there's nothing to wake up from or get. So that's why a lot of people talk about a non-event, or it didn't even, sometimes it's um not even obvious, or not, or it doesn't even appear as a shift, because it's already this, whatever is appearing to happen already. But sometimes it does appear as a upheaval, or like a big shift, or like a, but waiting for a shift can be part of the hide and seek game, because um it's postponing into a unending, or to a future that doesn't exist. Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing too, because it's obvious, it's immediate, and a past didn't happen. So like a hurricane didn't even happen. It's just fucked up. It just immediately fucked up. But that appearance of story, or a gradual, you know apparently shifting, and the story makes it make sense, and it appears fleeting. Mhm. Just like a daydream, or the imagination. It's just a mental projection that appears to change with reference to other, with reference to a memory, which is just immediately new information arising now. It didn't happen in the past. It's just immediate. But with that comparison, with that reference point to opposite, something is defined. I went to college for art, apparently, in the story, and it was so cool, because we weren't allowed to cheat and use black straight out of the tube. We had to make our own black. And to make your own black is literally like all the colors. All colors are the void. It's everything. Everything's the void. And the black represents, nothing. And it's so cool, because to make a picture, to make a painting with acrylic paint, you had to paint the dark to the light, the dark first, and then the light, because the dark is what defines dimension, and the contrast is what creates perception. So you can't see, like it makes it stand out. And so these apparent opposites define themselves, because you can't have one without the other. It's so beautiful, and it's all one. It's all one. Um, but this illusion of infinite opposites define itself. And you can't know. You can't know what you are without knowing what you're not. And you can't even ever know what you are because you're infinite, but you can sense it. But I love how everything's an analogy. It's just, it's all pointing. That's amazing. Yay. Yeah, what is that which is being aware of? Without the awareness, it wouldn't appear to exist. It is the awareness. So everything would be one. Everything's one. And you can't get outside of what is to become it or be separate from it. And seeing is rendering simultaneously. So it's whatever's being seen is simultaneously being created as one. The seen is the seer. Like the analogy of the movie theater, the projector on the screen. And it can be obvious that what you are is the infinite intelligence wearing the VR headset. You're completely uninvolved and untouched by what's appearing to happen, illuminating what's appearing to happen. So you are eternal, you are immortal, you are invincible. And the, consciousness being fundamental, the physical is not real. So physical would not affect mental. It's all mental. So it's all malleable and all. Yeah, it's amazing. It's all invincible. And you can never die. You are the unborn. Yeah, and when it's obvious, it's obvious that it's still, it's not moving, it's uninvolved, it's untouched, it's empty potential appearing as this, and it's whole and complete. Nothing needs to change. Oh, I wanted to read, let's see, I wanted to read this quote by Adida Samaraj. I don't know much about this dude, but I love this quote. This moment is the moment of reality, of union, of truth. The only truth is radical truth. Even the moment of self-indulgence, of avoidance, of separativeness is the moment of reality. Nothing needs to be done to it or you for it to be so. Nothing needs to be accomplished, purified, undone for it to be so. Nothing needs to be avoided, transcended, or found for it to be so. This is the greatness of truth, of understanding, for it disarms all fear, all circumstance, all dilemma. It is always already the case. I love that. That's so cool. Yeah, it's already done. It's so cool. Yeah, what you focus on, you create more of because you're God.
I'm gonna focus on more chocolate.
Yay! Good idea. That sounds delicious. And then you'll bring more evidence of chocolate. You'll see chocolate everywhere, and then it'll just be people will be handing you chocolate and good idea. Yeah, it's playful. It's amazing. You can bring evidence of anything. You are everything appearing is what's appearing. Yeah, it's just ever expanding. for for this character, the whenever there was told there was a limit, I was like, oh no, you didn't. Oh no, you didn't. And then I would transcend it, do everything I could possibly do to transcend it. So it was just constantly going beyond, constantly. Because it's like, no, I don't. So it was like myth busting and like and so then I would see other limits or even the opposite or like would be mirrored, or I would see the limitation if something was spoken of being limited or something, and it would just be a catapult to go beyond it or transcend it, or so that even the sensation of fear is the intuitive navigation system saying, no, this isn't real, this isn't separate. And so all of that is just a catalyst to wake up from the dream. It's like an alarm clock. Everything is. It's just amazing. It's everything's a clue. And once it's open to that, it just can appear to access the limitless potential that you are, because you are limitless. And then, when you see that you're everything, there's nothing to be scared of. There's nothing to resist. It's all allowed to be, and it's just pure beingness. And it's just open and free, and then it appears that without the resistance, it appears that shit just works out because you're not, there's no more should or shouldn't or bumping up against it or saying no, it shouldn't be this way. So then it appears like it's all in alignment because you're just kicked back and you don't care whether what happened, you don't care what happens. So it appears like everything's working out. Isn't that funny? That's so great. It's so playful. Mm. Yeah, I love how Donald talks about the VR headset hides the truth, you know, with these fitness payoffs so that you can play the game.
Wouldn't it be fun to have him on your show? Like have him on
I
your,
know.
wouldn't that be great?
Michael and I talked about that, like asking him
Oh,
one day. That would be so fun to chat with him.
yeah, I think it would be a great
Oh, I know.
conversation. That would be a great
Ah.
conversation. Because it would be really engaging because I don't know if he watches like non-duality videos, but he probably would be like, whoa, they get it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like he woke up from the dream just looking at the math and all of he's like, oh my God, I'm God. Like you can, I
Yeah,
mean, there's math geniuses that woke up doing math and looking at this or studying consciousness, you
maybe
know.
that explains why I'm not getting it because I'm so bad at math.
No, 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 that's hilarious. What I was trying to say is that there's
It
no
makes you,
rhyme or reason. It can be,
yeah,
yeah, like it can be you know, you can be drunk laying in a ditch and then you wake up,
yeah,
it's just
right,
like it doesn't even matter how or there is no why or it's
right.
just yeah. Um, but it's
I
just
think,
it can become obvious. Yeah.
yeah, I think that would be a great conversation. You, Michael, and
I
Tom.
know, me
That would be,
too.
that'd be
Because
fun.
he's so inspiring and like I resonate with everything he says because that's what I sensed um when I had my glimpse. It was just so fucking infinite. Oh my God, terrifyingly, but also so in love. Like it was just overwhelmingly huge. And it was just and so when he talks about this isn't the only headset, I totally resonate with that. There's infinite headsets. Like you're simultaneously um experiencing infinite realities. You're not just, you know, appearing as this one or this you're infinite, literally infinite. So it just goes on and on and on and on. And that is so exciting. It's like an infinite exploration. And you don't die. You can't die. Like the body disappears, but you go on and on and on and on. You're not even in the body. You're not even in the body, which is why when people have OBEs, out of body experiences, consciousness hovers outside of the body and is looking at the body so you can clearly see that the seeing is not behind the eyes. It has nothing to do with the body.
You know, it's
Yeah.
funny. I
Hmm.
don't know if you can hear it on your end, but every time you say it goes on and on and on and on, there's an echo. On and on and
Oh
on
my
and on.
God.
I
That's
heard it
amazing.
here. It's like, I wonder if you can hear it. And I wonder when you
Holy
post this
shit.
recording, if everybody will hear the on and
On and
on.
on. Oh my God, that
Echo,
is
echo, echo, echo,
beautiful.
echo. I was like, wow, that is so
Are
cool.
you serious? I fucking love that.
I hope it comes out on the
I
recording.
know. That is magical.
That is so crazy
Oh
magical.
my
That is so
God.
cool. I was like,
It
oh,
is. Oh my God. It is like an echo that goes on and on and on. That is so beautiful. Yeah, it's all an analogy. It's all pointing. Everything is screaming this. It's amazing.
yeah, this was a beautiful conversation today. Love that.
Oh, thank you. I know, what a
I have
gift.
to go, but I want to
Oh,
stay
I do too. Yeah.
forever. Thank
Yes, I
you.
know. So much love. Mwah. We'll talk soon. Yay. Bye, friend.